Hey gems, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today is another month roundup and this is for February. There are a lot less stuff in this video than I did in January, but that's just because, you know, I had a lot of pattern tests going on at the same time. I kind of did overload myself a little bit, but everything that I made I'm super happy with and I'm very excited to show you. Once again, there are some things that I don't have on me because I made to sell or whatever, so I will be showing you pictures of those. And I'm also going to tell you a little bit more detail about like the length of time it took me to take these things, because when I show like monthly wrap-ups and stuff like that on TikTok or whatever, people always say, oh, how'd you get this stuff done so fast? And part of it is because I have a part-time job, so I'm not, you know, working all the time. I have a lot of free time to sit and crochet, which I'm very lucky for, but also some of these things actually don't take as long as you may think. And maybe that's because I'm a fast crocheter. I am, you know, a long time crocheter and it takes me less time to do things than maybe the average person. But anyway, I'm going to tell you how many days it took me to finish these projects and obviously show you them. So let's get into it. So the first thing I finished in February was my Fever Dream sweater by Samantha's Yarn on Instagram, and you saw this in the last monthly video, but it is now finished. And I did also wear it in my last video where I did a 1K Q&A. Ugh. She's big. She's a mammoth. I love it. I love it so much. Again, I say this every time I talk about this jumper, but it truly was a labor of love. It took me 27 days to finish. I started it on the 14th of January and I finished it on the 10th of February. The pattern is actually out today, which is the 4th of March for me, so probably a couple days ago for when you're seeing it. And guess what, guys? It's completely free. How freaking cool is that? So if you want to make yourself a snazzy sweater like this, please go check out Samantha's page and go download the pattern now. It's literally free. You've got no excuse to do so, okay? But yeah, I made mine super oversized. The arms are huge and I just love all the colors I chose. This is a great stash buster sweater. It's not made for that, but if you have just scraps of yarn lying around, this is a really good project to get them used up. I probably used about 50 grams of each color. That's actually probably really wrong. I think I did my math really wrong. Yeah, I might have to reevaluate that. But anyway, this is a great stash buster sweater and it's really comfy, really cozy, and like I said, it's free, so what is your excuse? I'm waiting. The second pattern that I finished in February is my Wisteria Cardigan by Crochet Treat on Instagram, and oh, she's so gorgeous. She's so pretty. If you watched my video on my plans for 2023, you'll know that I wanted to make Crochet Treat's Wisteria Vest. And so when I saw that she was putting out a pattern test for this cardigan, I was like, yeah, okay. And so I jumped on it and it is so beautiful. It was a lot more challenging than I expected it to be, so I would say it's definitely more of an advanced pattern. The stitches are pretty basic, but you have to do a lot of pull-ups. So you have to pull up a loop to like the length of X amount of stitches. You'll understand if you have read the pattern. So it's best to use lace weight yarn for this, and preferably something that's cotton and doesn't have much drape, because otherwise you won't get this beautiful texture and just feel. Oh, it feels so good. And also this is so lovely because it's so lightweight and so breathable that you could wear this in spring. I'm so excited to wear this all the time in spring. It's just so sweet. This took me how many days? This took me 2 weeks, 14 days. I started it on the 6th of February and I finished it on the 20th. So I probably could have taken less time, but I did have to start it over a couple times because I miscounted. There are a couple mistakes where I didn't do the rows correctly, but you can't tell, can you? No, I didn't think so. Another really, really beautiful pattern. Like I said, it's a bit more advanced than the average pattern, but it is still really, really lovely. And that pattern is out. It came out a couple weeks ago. So again, go get it. And the final pattern test that I finished during this month is my Ladybug Vest for Crochet Pizza on Instagram. Oh, the colors, the camera is not doing the colors justice on this. The background is like a lime grass green, and then obviously these are red, orange and yellow, but they're not as like cool toned as the camera is making out. I love this so much. I did ladybugs on both the back and the front. It doesn't say to do that in the pattern, but I had to do it on both sides. And it's such an easy and simple pattern to follow, so if you are a beginner with colour work or even garment making, I think this is a really solid start. This was the first project I'd done in a while that required me to do single crochets throughout, so it did take me longer than I thought it was going to. It took me 22 days. I started on the 1st of February and I finished it on the 23rd. It's just so lovely and it came out so nice. It fits me really well. I did make it a little bit bigger than I wanted to, but that's just because apparently I still don't know my measurements. But like I said, this is a really easy to follow pattern. It will be released on the 10th of March, so go get it when it is out. Like I say with all of these, like just spend all of your money right now, okay? And then before I get into the things that I started but haven't finished, let me just tell you about the little things that I made for work. So if you don't know, I work in a craft store and every now and then we have charity stalls where we raise money for our dedicated charity, and so I made a bunch of bees and I made my very first set of flowers. I made some daisies and what I thought were lavender, but everyone seems to call them hydrangeas, so we're gonna go with hydrangeas. But I loved these. I loved making them. They're actually like super fast to make. The flowers. Bees, look, I love me a good bee, but when I first started crocheting, all I made were bees, and I think I'm just not a bee person. I'm not an amigurumi person. I've said this a couple times. I much prefer making garments and wearables, but you know, it's something to do whilst I'm stood at the till and there aren't many customers around, so I sit and I like make bees whilst I'm working. So that's why I made so many bees. I made like 20 in like 2 weeks. The bees are cute, but the flowers? Now that hit different. So I really enjoyed making these. I kind of looked at a couple different tutorials, but in the end I just kind of made it up on my own. So I would recommend making these though. I would like to make my mum some for Mother's Day. Shh, don't tell her. So that's everything that I finished this month. And now there are a couple things that I started but didn't get finished. And the first one is some knitting. Who is she? Again, if you watched my plans for 2022 video, you may recognize the yarn that I'm using for this. I did all of this in like a couple of days. Started this on the 10th of February, but I obviously don't have a finish date, and I think I only worked on it for like a couple of hours. But because it's chunky yarn, it worked up super fast, and I'm super proud that I did color changes. Are you joking? Ah, that's so cool. Now here's the thing. Is it gonna get finished? Who knows? This is probably gonna take me all year purely because it's not that interesting to me. It's just not. I want to jump straight into knitting and I just want to do raglan. I just want to do a raglan sweater so bad, and thankfully Made in the Moment is coming out with a raglan tutorial on the 5th of March, and you know that's what I'll be watching all day because that's all I want to do. I just want to make a raglan and that's it. Because this was going to be like 2 panels for the front and back and then panels for the arms and like call it a day. It's just not as fun. It's just not as interesting, you know? Another thing that I started is this jumper that I'm calling my bumblebee jumper, and this is why. It is this yellow and really dark brown, almost black. It looks a lot more warm toned on the camera, which is crazy because earlier it was too cool toned. Anyway, yeah, this is a raglan. This is a crochet raglan. It's got a really wide neck because I want it to be really slouchy and oversized, but I love this yarn. This yarn is the leader of the pack yarn from Hobbycraft. I love it. It's like part alpaca, part acrylic, I think, but it's just so nice to work with, and I just love the different weights of yarn. I'm using like a 5mm hook. Looking good so far. I've just had other things that I need to be getting done first, which is why I haven't got very far. I started this on the 20th of February. I like it. It looks alright. I'm excited to finish it. I have a lot of other color combinations that I want to try, especially with this yellow yarn. I really want to do a yellow and blue one that kind of accidentally will look like Ness, but it is what it is. And then finally, now I have actually finished this piece now because it is, like I said, the 4th of March, but I hadn't finished it when February was over, so I'm going to show you the back of it and then give you a quick little peek of the front and then show you a picture of it partway through. But it looks so funny just to show you the back. This is the Hot Bod top by Aidan Wells on Instagram. This was probably my most challenging piece of color work yet. I'll talk about it more in my March wrap up, which is such a shame because I literally finished it on the 2nd of March. So are you ready for the quick peek? 3, 2, 1. That's all you're getting, you cheeky little... Anyway, so this is supposed to resemble a heat map of your body. I was really nervous about doing this purely because I'm not one to make vests. I don't really like my shoulders and I guess armpits being exposed. I couldn't pass up the opportunity. Are you joking? It looks so freaking cool. And also I'm not someone to like show off my body, and I know that this isn't showing off your body, but it's like gives the illusion. I described it to Scott as though, like, you know those t-shirts that people buy for the beach and it's like a massive oversized white t-shirt but it has like a picture of a bikini on it? You know what I mean? Like, it's giving that, and I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, this was really fun to make. I made a TikTok and Instagram reel showing you how to do some tips and tricks for color work, so if you want to check that out, then go to my page. This was so fun. I loved this. I used a cotton yarn from Yarn Colors on Lovecraft. Ooh, it's so nice to feel. And it's like this back loop only ribbing the whole way through. Oh, honestly, it just feels so good, and I'm so excited to show you it fully. I mean, you can see it before my monthly roundup for March if you go to my Instagram and my TikTok. So I'm just saying it's right there. If you're really that interested, all you have to do is go there. So that is everything that I have physically made in the last month. I'm super happy, like I said, with everything that I got made or got started. But before we finish the video, I just want to shout out two other things that I will definitely be making in March. I did this at the end of January where I told you what I knew I was going to be making in the next month, so I'm going to do it again. I've been graciously, honorably asked to pattern test two more things by two other people. The first one is the cowboy vest by Made in the Moment. I will be testing the crochet version, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to be knitting the ribbing because that is an option within the pattern, so I'm super excited about that. I am so excited about the colors I chose, and I'm just excited to get my teeth sunk into it, you know what I mean? Big fan of Made in the Moment's patterns all the time, and I have been waiting for the day that they put out the testicle for the crochet version. So here I am, besties, I am here and I will be doing it, and I'm so excited. And the second one is the Skater Boy jumper sweater by Wool and Buggers. I am so excited to be working with Wool and Buggers again. I pattern tested the Fishy Alex jumper from them, and it's just so good. I don't know what it is, but she's just so good at designing really easy to follow, really fun, just like color work graphic crochet pieces. Like, it's so cool and it's so much fun. And this is of a pigeon riding a skateboard, so really what more can I say? I have already finished the front panel of mine. Some of the other testers have started showing their progress and what they're doing. Some people are doing parrots, some people are doing geese or a goose, magpies. Like, I can't wait to finish this pattern so I can just do it again, but with another bird. Like, that's all I ask for in life, is to have a whole collection of birds riding skateboards. Like, how cool is that? It's so funny. It's so funny. I love it. And again, I was so excited when she put out the pattern test call for this and I got it. I'm so excited. Just so excited. Life is so good right now. And when I say that Wool and Buggers designs really easy, simple to follow color work like stuff, I started the front panel of this Skater Boy jumper on the 3rd of March. And I finished the front panel. Did I stay up until 2 AM last night trying to finish the graphic part of it? Yeah, I did. That's because it was just so much fun and it was so easy to do, and I was like, I can get this done. So I did. So that is going to be it for today's video, gems. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you sticking around whilst I ramble on about crochet. Remember, if you liked the video, then like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it if you stuck around to be part of the gem community we are building here. And if you haven't already, go check out my last video where I did a 1K Q&A. So you guys asked me some questions and I answered them as honestly as I could. Have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!